Guys, one thing you have to understand is that no one is going to know you as well as you know yourself. And so to sit there and conform yourself to other people's to match their narrative and to conform yourself into something you're not to fit their narrative just goes to show how much of an enemy you are to yourself. No one will know who you are in depth, and no one will know yourself as well as you know yourself, because for your entire life, for your entire existence, all you've done while existing is observe yourself. And so if you are the almighty observer of yourself, well then to form yourself and to conform into other people's narratives, to be what they perceive you to be and to pretend to be something you're not, just goes to show how much of an enemy, how much of a weapon you are to yourself. If no one will know you as well as yourself, then why do you betray yourself to match the narrative of other people? This is a representation of what the fuck not to be. And so you have to understand that you only live once, and the longer you conform into other people's narrative, the longer you will remain in a reality of a reflection of. The longer you will remain going through life as something you don't want to be, because you weren't being what you wanted to be, you are conforming into what someone else wanted you to be. This is why you are a pretentious, low-level piece of shit, decrepit failure, a concoction of failure. You never amount to the goals. You never achieve your goals. You just fail on an endless fucking cycle. The question is, why do you even fucking exist? You have to truly ask yourself, why do you exist? And then you have to really ask yourself, what the fuck are you doing on earth? You'll realize you'll have no reason. And because you have no reason, you now conform yourself into other people's narrative. So the longer you conform yourself and contort yourself to fit other people's narrative, the longer you will lose yourself in the forever changing maze of conforming into other people's perception. You have to understand you're either a side character in someone else's movie, or you love yourself enough to step up into the main character. Now, you only live once, and people will disregard the fact that they are the main character of their life, even though they are literally living in a first-person perspective simulation, and they have all the opportunity and potential to potentialize and to actualize something more than this half-ass shit reality of siphoning off of other people's success. You have to understand that if you don't create your own success, if you don't create an origin, if you don't step the fuck up, if you don't do some shit to change some shit, if you don't evolve as an individual, then you're really living for no reason. And when you live for no reason, you will navigate yourself into distraction to retract yourself, to pretend as if existing for no reason is not that big of a deal, when it definitely is. You only live once and you haven't done shit. And so all this time on earth, all this money on earth that you spent, all this energy that you've had on earth, what the fuck did you build with it? Then we realize that you haven't built shit, and so the mirror is the best thing to fucking look at, because you haven't built shit with all this time, money, and energy on earth. And so if you haven't built shit with all this time and energy on earth, well, what the fuck are you even existing for? Most of you guys are existing for no reason, and it shows. And so to be real, you should either do some shit to change some shit, or you should just wipe yourself the fuck off. You should take yourself off the map, and you should actually, realize that you weren't existing for a reason anyway. You're just taking up space. And so there's a lot of people on fucking earth. There's like 8 billion to 10 billion people on earth, and most of these people are floundering through life without any fucking reason to exist. And so become your reason to exist, or come to the realization that you have no reason to exist. You have to understand that you emerged into the universe, and this happened and that happened, and here you are, baby you, and then you were in a placed in an environment, and so your subconscious was programmed to the people around you. But when you get to a certain level of consciousness, when you reach the age where you can think for yourself, to disregard the fact you can think for yourself is a reflection of actual stupidity and is a display of horrendous character. And so when you reach to a level where you can actually begin to think for yourself, well, to not question the things around you is to display stupidity, is to be ridiculed and to overemphasize the fact, like, we must criticize you and we must watch you and observe you with astounding disappointment of how much a failure you've become, to not look around you and to question what the fuck you're even living for. Most of you guys will get the hint that, you know, maybe you could do more. There's successful examples everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's a store, there's a brand. You step outside, there's brands, there's billionaires who own these brands. There's so many examples of people who have stepped out the conceptual box of existing, who have stepped out the matrix and have proved to shown that you could be more than what you are. But for some reason, here you are, limited as fuck. Here you are, the same low-level debauched, debased primate, low-level piece of shit, and you never actually question, you know, maybe I see myself more. You have to understand that when you don't see a higher vision for yourself, it's because you didn't believe you're worth a higher vision. And so you didn't believe you were worth the work of materializing the higher vision, and you believed you were worth whatever the fuck you're existing in right now. And so your level of self-worth will equate to the level of vision you have. And the work you put into the vision to materialize that, actually, not synthetically, and not, you know, not just some fucking delusional primate in a room meditating, visualizing, but actually going out into the world and actually creating something, actually leveling up in degrees of intelligence through navigating the maze of life to get to the level of experience you seek to manifest through whatever work you need to do on earth. Most of you guys, the only work you do is for money. So your entire existence is oriented around money, right? But you say it's not about the money, but all the time you have on earth you spend chasing money. If you chased a better version of you, the better version of you would create higher levels of income source. It would create higher levels of income. You would reach higher degrees of money if you were a better version of you. But you were so caught on chasing money that you actually forgot to level up. This is where you lost and this is where we won. You have to understand that money is a reflection of value. And so the money you receive is a reflection of your value induced into a specific endeavor. And so if you're not becoming the value for your purpose, well, you're going to be at a capstone of value for someone else's. And so become the value and become your purpose, and actually move through life with some purpose, and actually become something you admire, instead of feeding someone else's success who's already attained the levels that are beyond the level needed to attain success. It's that fucking simple, guys. You got to pull out a fucking notebook, and you have to realize that if you don't take action now, if you don't get the blueprint to actually create a better character, you are going to go through life as a stagnant garbage human, and you will die a bitch. And so the best thing to get through your head is you only live once. All this fucking noise, the best thing you need to get through your head is that you only live once, and it's time to take action now. Too much fucking noise in the background. We're going to keep the message simple today. Every day is wisdom. Every day is golden nuggets. Every day is diamond day. Every day is wisdom day. And so the longer you don't actually take action, the wisdom doesn't mean shit. The knowledge doesn't mean shit. As long as you don't apply it, nothing means shit. So the only thing that matters is actual demonstration and application. And the longer you fail to do this, the more you will flounder through life. And the more you will have to exist at a mediocre level of existing. And the longer you have to exist in a life you hate. And the more you have to look in the mirror and see a failure who failed to make their life anything better. Because the better version of you has the better version of life. The reason you have a low quality of life is because you're a low quality piece of shit. Life is a mirror, not a window. Look in the fucking mirror and realize the reason your life sucks is because you suck. Peace!